my name is Danielle. This is my channel Start Pages, and I'm going to start filming my vlog for a new series that I want to do, which is called Do These Wattpad Tropes Translates. I have like a set of Wattpad tropes that I read, that I love to read. Like every single time there's a romance, it's just automatic for me to just click it. I don't read the rest of the synopsis. Once I just see that, once I just see anything in the synopsis that like leads me to believe that okay, this trope is going to be there, then I click on the book. Usually it goes well, but then sometimes they're just really shit books on Wattpad that you just can't finish. So I'm going to try to see if actual published books, if I'm going to love them the same in like actual books, just like all of them in Wattpad. Because you know how you have different standards for Wattpad versus like actual books. Like I'll read some trash on Wattpad, I will not tolerate it in real books. So I'm trying to see if I still love them or if they have to stay in Wattpad. So the first trope is the athlete and anybody else, like not a non-athlete. It doesn't matter what they do. They could be a report. I've read books where the person is a reporter, or there is a college romance and the character B is just student living their life, and then character A comes athlete and whatever. I don't know. They're like a football player, a swimmer, soccer, American football. I don't know. So it doesn't matter what character B does. It's just character A is an athlete and character B is not. So I was planning to read at least like 4 books for each trope, because science says you need to repeat the experiments and make sure the results are accurate. But I don't acquire books fast enough for that. So I'm going to be reading 1 book, and I swear I was going to do 2, because I swear I had an ebook that had the same trope, and I think I got it from I don't know where the thought came from, but I'm sure in a bakery box. You know how they give you like free ebooks, like free romance ebooks in bakery box? I'm sure I got a box recently where it was a sports romance where character A was an athlete and character B was not. But I was looking through my downloads, I'm looking in the box, and I don't see it. So I'm going to read 1 book that is Intercepted. So this book is about Marley. What's her name? Marley Harper. So she thinks she's the perfect NFL girlfriend to her NFL star boyfriend for the last 10 years, but then she figures out that he has been cheating on her. So she breaks up with him and decides she's never going to date an athlete ever again. But then comes Gavin Pope, the new hotshot quarterback, and a fling from the past, and has Marley in his sight. So Gavin fights to show Marley and he's nothing like her ex. Unfortunately, not everyone is ready to let her escape her past. The team's wives, who never led the welcome wagon, are not happy with Marley's return. Oh my God, so they're on Gavin and the ex-boyfriend are on the same team or something? I don't know nothing about American football, so I know there's some, I don't know, the teams kind of like trade athletes, which doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I don't understand how that works, but that's not important. They only have one thing on their minds, taking her down. But when gossip makes Marley public enemy number 1, she worries about more than just her reputation. Between their own fumbles, the wicked wives, it will take a Hail Mary for Marley and Gavin's relationship to survive the season. So Helen Huang, who wrote The Kiss Quotient, said it's a fast-paced, flirty, laugh out loud funny book. And I don't usually trust those things, because sometimes I see the blurbs on the top by authors. Like, sometimes it's not authors who I know, but I just see the blurbs, and when I read the book, I'm like, these people read the same book? Because they're like, oh, this is so funny, I was like, I did not laugh once. Or this book is so good and it was trash. But that's not important. So yeah, so I'm going to be reading this. tiny thing. This girl is black, right? And you know how it's really tiny, but it's like it's very like it's not very it's inconsequential. But this girl is black, and she just found out they haven't the guy. She hasn't found out her boyfriend is cheating on her yet, but she's found out that Gavin is going to join the team and replace the old quarterback, right? And like she's in a meeting with the wives and the leader who keeps making fun of her for not being a wife. She's all upset because her husband is not going to be the quarterback anymore. She's going to lose her reign of terror, whatever. Well, her reign of terror is coming to an end. But she finds out that Gavin is going to become a quarterback and she chokes. And her friend is like, "Are you okay? You just turned white." And I'm like, how? How? I don't understand how. Cause how? How? Like I've never been. I can't go down to this shade. Obviously I can't go down any lighter, but I don't know. Maybe she be different. I don't know. African Americans are probably different from black people, the rest of the black people around the world, because I would never see a black person turn white. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I don't know. So her boyfriend is still going to be there? Like, oh my god, her ex-boyfriend is still going to be there when she's like falling in love with Gavin? And like she's going to, oh my god. So the guy, they haven't broken up yet, but it's just hitting me like the guy, she finds out the guy has been cheating on her. They break up. And like, I don't know how long it is. I should probably read the book and shut up though, but I don't know how long it is between them breaking up and Gavin like starting to bring her back around. But she's going to have to see that guy playing football every time she goes to visit her boyfriend. That's very interesting. Yeah, trading. Like what's up with why do teams trade athletes? I don't understand how that works. Like why I don't understand how sports work. I swim. So okay, I swim, I dance. I used to play tennis, I stopped. What else did I do? Track and field, I stopped. You don't trade people. So you don't trade swimmers, you don't trade track people. I don't know if they trade, I don't think you trade tennis players because they're not on like, teams. What else did I do? Cricket, but that was just for PE. I've never been like, why do they trade athletes? Somebody explain to me. If you know, just explain to me because I don't understand the whole trading athletes thing. So. she was going to be like, this guy has been cussing her off and treating her very rude, very disrespectful, very out of order since him walking. Him come in and him cussing about how the coach bringing a new quarterback and he's just been trusting her the whole time. I was like, she's just going to let him talk to her like that. But then she said, oh, check yourself. I was like, oh, I thought she was going to get away with it. Like, my heart started beating. I was wondering if I'm going to have to deal with this foolishness in the whole book. Because, like, she's going to be one of those girls that are like, oh, you shouting at me, I'll just shut up. I'm like, no. Either, like, if she was one of those people who get overwhelmed when people shout at her and she has to leave the scene, then, you know, that's fine. But if she's just taking it and then she's like, oh, well, let me bake your cake, I want to just reach in the book and slap her if she was one of those characters. But thank God she's not. So, and I'm enjoying the story, right? But you know, the vlog is for me to see if I like sports romances, like published sports romances, and there's not a lot of American football content going on here. Like, there's romance, it's cute, and I'm enjoying the story. Like, if like the book itself, the story itself, I'm enjoying it, but the sports aspect, I'm not getting it. Like, aside from, you know, the ex-boyfriend complaining about the Gavin joining the team in the beginning, then her going to one game also in the beginning, and then now she's with Gavin, and Gavin has gone to training, and Gavin asked her to come to the games again so that she can watch him and cheer for him. Aside from that, there's not really a lot of sports content going on. So, like, there's not really anything for me to judge and say my brothers are fucking up. There's not really a lot for me to judge and say that yes, I like sports romances, or no, I don't like sports romances, because there's not a lot of sports going on. So that's all I have to say right now. Oh, wait. There's this part in the book. Actually, I have to think Star Wars. The first thing, another inconsequential thing, like how she turned white earlier, even though anyways. So she said she was going to the supermarket, right? And she doesn't have a car, but she lives by the train station. She leaves where she's working right now, and she goes to her house, and she said she grabs her little shopping cart and hops off the train. And then I was like, okay, maybe it's just like a bag, and she just called it a cart. I don't know why she'd call it a cart, but she just called it a cart, right? But then Gavin went to visit her at work, and then her friend, who's also her boss, told Gavin that she went to the supermarket. Like, he drove to the supermarket, and he saw her. He saw her inside, and he came in, and he said something about he saw her with her little granny trolley. And I'm like, do people in foreign just have shopping carts at home that they carry with them to the supermarket? It's so strange. Like, what kind of cart do you have at your house that you carry with you, like on the train and then to the supermarket? It's not making any sense. Like, I cannot picture it, and I could probably Google it, but it's just more fun thinking of all the ridiculous things. The second thing is, she actually addressed it. It's like, the character, she's like, you know, she's spicy and whatever, And every time she was having an argument, it doesn't matter who she's with, Gavin would step in and argue for her and like stand up for her and whatever. And that's like cute a couple of times, but every single time like if he was going to do it every single time she was having an argument in this book, I would have a problem. But she did get upset with him, and she did like tell him off for doing it, and then she's like, oh, I need to find my own battle sometime, blah blah blah. And he's like, okay, cool. And then there was a whole thing, but like, yeah, she mentioned it. So I really like the fact that she said, listen, I don't need you to fight every single one of my battles for me, because it's getting really annoying. So that's it. The romance is going good. Although yeah, aside from the sports thing, it's like 2 weeks or so after. It's not even 2 weeks, brother. It's like, I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks after, or like 1 week after she broke up with the ex-boyfriend Chris, that she and Gavin started hanging out. They weren't dating, but like I know they hung out for some reason, because there was this whole incident where he stood up for her to Chris, stood up to Chris for her. And there was a whole scene, and then they left together and they kissed and whatever. And I'm like I'm not shaming her or anything, like, you girl, you ain't got somebody to appreciate you or anything. But these people are famous, right? Like sports stars, $1 million sports stars or whatever, best quarterback or whatever, and whatever he's some ball thrower or something. I don't know anything about American football. And she has been with this guy more or less for 10 years, like 4 years straight, but on and off before that, from high school up. And he's been on the same team since he got drafted at the end of high school, apparently, right? So like 1 week, and they're out in public, and like Chris already come with a discussing himself about, oh, you only after this and you only after him because he's the next person that look at you and you're a groupie and whatever. But I'm just like saying, I know the media is going to come for her, and I'm not anticipating, because I think it's going to be the thing that caused the third act breakup, and it's going to be very upsetting if that's actually it. But I won't be surprised if that's actually it, because it was like a week after, and they are like famous people. So like I said, I don't care, I don't mind it, because Chris is awful. And she even said that she realized she didn't even like him that much. She was only with him because she's been with him for 10 years, and she was expecting him to propose to her from like how much years ago, and he kept putting it off and whatever. And another thing, she said he cheated. Like when she found out he was cheating, she said that this is not the first time, because she said they broke up one time because he cheated on her. Then they got back together. Then he needed a break, and that's who she slept with. He said, I think from her past, that's when she slept with Gavin, because Chris said he needed a break. And then they got back together, and that's when the 4 years straight happened for her and Chris. But like, why? I don't understand why she's still with him after he cheated on her like twice already. And like the first 2 times it wasn't even just like one person. And she said even in the 4 years, she said she knew about it, she just pretended she didn't. I'm like, why would you do like? I don't understand. Okay, maybe I understand. I don't understand because I'm not with anybody and I've never been with anybody. But like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm not shaming anybody, because I kind of, let me shut up. I finished the book, so let's talk about that. So since I last updated you, like there was some changes. So the sports aspect of the book did become a bigger part of the story. Like one of the the third act conflict had to do with like a big sports decision that was going on, and like it actually impacted like their relationship. Like they didn't break up, but they were like, and it wasn't even like a conflict for them, but it was just like a big thing where like him being an athlete and her ex-boyfriend being an athlete, and she being like the girlfriend of an athlete for like 10 years was a big thing. So yeah, this first thing did come up. So I ended up giving the book 4 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it. In the beginning I was saying how there was a lot of sports stuff, and it did make up for that in the second half of the book. But I still wish it was there a bit more in the beginning. So this is really a review. I think I'm going to do this is my review video. I think I'm going to do a review for this in a mini 4 review video thing that I'm going to do soon for a couple of them. But what this vlog was for does my love for reading sports romance in Wattpad translate over to reading published sports romance books. And as far as I can tell from that book, yes. So I still like the sports aspect. I was actually pretty interested when they were talking about um like the logistics of how trading athletes work on the team and like free agent, whatever I don't know what it means now. But I didn't know what it meant when I was reading the book, and it explained to me in the book, and I was very interested. And when she was going to the games, and like her adrenaline was high because her boyfriend is on the field, my adrenaline was high because it's sports. So yeah, I have to that because not everybody likes sports, but like yeah, my adrenaline, my blood pressure raised because I was getting excited, kind of something. So yes, the verdict is I do like sports romances outside of Wattpad. So that's it. Also, I know I said this is not a review, but another small thing that kind of annoyed me. By the end of this book, I am tired of hashtags because there's a hashtag on every single page, and like don't even just like a footnote or the title of the page. No, she'll be talking to us like her monologue or just the narration, and she says a sentence and then hashtag something something. I'm like, we don't need all of that. Why are you being so extra? Like, what's the point? It don't make any sense to me at all. Like, why I need to know that. Anyways, why that whole moment, that one sentence need a hashtag to sum it up? I literally just read it and it wasn't funny. Like in the beginning it was funny, but after a while it was no longer funny. So I was kind of annoyed with that. But that's it. So based on my experience reading what's the word? What's the name? Intercepted. I do like sports romances. So that's all I have. Please check in the description below for all relevant information regarding liking, commenting, and subscribing. Do what you want. Bye.